Round 6 of the 2019 Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series takes place on a fine August afternoon here in the Kent countryside, and a superb entry of 37 intrepid kart racers are lining up to take part in this 1 hour race. Jake Taplin is looking for his third overall victory to keep his lead in the super light class, but a newcomer has usurped him to pole position for this 1 hour race in the shape of Callum Gunning on the number 1 kart, who set the quickest time in Q3. Just a few hundredths of a second clear of Taplin, and they line up on the front row of the starting grid. Fraser Brunton lines up on row 2 alongside the leading lightweight class runner Paul Gasson. Good effort from him, with Adam Harding and Peter Knight, who came so close to victory in round 5, lining up on the 3rd row. The 4th row sees Rob Jones lined up alongside Ollie Smith, a superb effort from the quickest heavyweight driver on the grid in 8th, with Neil Williams and Neil Strachan completing the top 10 on the grid. On the 6th row we have Ben Scott alongside another heavyweight class runner Tim Herbert. It's a good mix of categories in the leading positions on the grid today. James Lee lines up alongside young Bailey Morgan on the 7th row of the grid. Then next in on the 8th row we have Adam Harrod alongside Ryan Horton. He's had a lightweight class win to his name in the previous round. Next on the grid we have David Whipps alongside Paul Bishop on row 9, and completing the top 20 we have Aaron Clark with Alex Jones, one of the favourites in the heavyweight category, lining up on the 10th row. A reminder that the super light class have the yellow number plates, black number plates for the lightweight class, and the heavyweights with the blue number plates as the green light comes on and we get underway with round 6 of the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series. It's a good start by Jake Taplin. The super lights championship leader goes into the early lead as they head down towards the hairpin section for the first time. It's newcomer Callum Gunning, his first appearance in the series, in 2nd place on the number 1 kart. They start to sort themselves out behind. The number 3 of Fraser Brunton, the winner of round 2 this year, is up there in 3rd place. Paul Gasson, the lightweight championship leader coming into this round, is up there with the leaders as always. A great effort by Ollie Smith to qualify in the top 10, leading the heavyweight category as they go down to Paddock Bend for the first time. Bit of a slide from Taplin there, and through goes the number 1 of Callum Gunning into the race lead. The kart's running wide further back. Lightweight number 5 Max Moody, one of the points leaders in the lightweight category, 2nd in the points to be precise behind Paul Gasson, running wide there. But it's Gunning who will lead the first lap of this race. Tucked in close behind him, Taplin and Fraser Brunton. Brunton going for the inside here, down towards hairpin 1, and will take 2nd place on the inside. He's going for the lead alongside Callum Gunning. Adam Harding up behind them on the number 6 kart. Then Peter Knight in number 4, who led virtually all the way in round 5 last month, but then tangled with a back marker and spun with 2 laps to go, allowing Anthony Amato to take the overall win. But Amato not here today. Certainly one of his dropped rounds. 8 rounds held in each summer series, with the best 6 scores counting. So superlight class drivers holding the top 5 places in the early stages then. Paul Gasson leads the lightweights, the heavyweights led by Ollie Smith. See the blue numbers on the timing screen for the heavyweights. Fraser Brunton up into 2nd place now and chasing Callum Gunning for the lead of the race. A new face in the BP Pro Series this year. They're already coming up on a couple of back markers here. Hopefully the back markers will let them through. That's the number 9 in the heavyweight class. That's George English with the red helmet on there, just letting the leaders by, and Jake Taplin is back into second place as they start to sort themselves out there. Long way to go yet in this 1 hour race. Side by side there as they went through the bottom section of the circuit up towards Garda. So your leader is the number 1 of Callum Gunning, side by side with Jake Taplin briefly there, who's now back in 2nd place. The first 4 have broken away slightly. The number 6 of Adam Harding giving chase with the black crash helmet there. Gunning led by just 900ths of a second over the line that time through. They're coming up on another back marker here. Taplin goes to the inside into the hairpin, takes the lead. Good move there by championship leader Jake Taplin. The back marker pointing them through there on the inside, and Gunning has been shuffled wide as a result of that. He's lost 2nd place to Fraser Brunton there. Adam Harding trying to get through as well. It was the number 14 of Michael Jones that they were lapping there. He moved out of the way, let them through, but Callum Gunning is down to 3rd. He could lose that because Adam Harding is up there as well. Behind this group is Peter Knight. Then we've got Paul Gasson, who's leading the lightweight category. Then Ollie Smith, a good run for the heavyweight points leader. As Brunton through to 2nd place ahead of Callum Gunning then. They were side by side coming out of Cafe Corner there. A couple of carts getting a warning for track limits there. One of them was Ryan Horton on the number 10. Fastest lap of the race recorded by Paul Gasson, the lightweight runner. He's really taking the fight to the super light category runners here, and taking the fight to the race leader is Fraser Brunton. He's up alongside Jake Taplin, but he's on the wrong side for the left-handed hairpin there. But number 6, Adam Harding, he's got through into third, and Callum Gunning is being shuffled backwards here. The interloper in the championship battle, as some are seeing him. Callum Gunning, his first appearance of the season. He's down to 4th now. Back up to 3rd, he goes past Harding, who's run wide. Through comes Peter Knight as well. He wants a piece of this lead battle. This is unusually fierce for the early stages of a 1-hour race. There is a long, long way to go yet. Jake Taplin has the lead, looking for win number 3 this season. Warning goes out for contact. We got Mr. Callum Gunning on the number 1 cart. Things starting to settle down a little at the front of the field now. Taplin leads it, Gunning back to the inside to try to take the number 3 for second. He's done so past Fraser Brunton. This race just hasn't settled down at all. They're attacking like madmen from the off in this one. Peter Knight in 4th, Harding's back down to 5th. Then we've got Paul Gasson, and Ollie Smith's keeping up with the leaders as well. 1.6 seconds covering the first 7, and 3 different classes involved. Gunning all over the back now of Jake Taplin. Might say he's gunning for the lead of the race here. I'll only use that pun once, don't worry. Runs a bit wide there though into Garda Corner. Midfield runners come through, and Gunning has held second place ahead of Fraser Brunton there, but only just. Peter Knight tucked down behind his steering wheel there as they come up towards Cafe Corner. It's Taplin from Gunning, then Brunton, Knight and Harding. Paul Gasson leads the lightweights as we look at a battle a little further back. The number 1 there of Adam Harrod leading this group, and Adam has recently had a tryout in circuit racing, had a test at Brands Hatch with the Fiesta Junior Championship. We look forward to Fiesta STs, and maybe we're going to see him make a move to the circuits. He's being chased here by James Lee. This is the battle for 13th overall among some of the lightweight runners. Number 10, Ryan Horton, is in there as well. He won the lightweight class at the last round. Back with the leaders, then it's still Taplin from Gunning. Brunton in their 3rd place in the black suit there. Then it's Peter Knight, and 5th place Adam Harding. Then Paul Gaston and Ollie Smith hanging on to the back of this group. 7 carts for the lead. Rob Jones is in 8th place in number 4. Second in the lightweights, Neil Williams and Ben Scott rounding out the top 10 as Taplin holds the inside line into Henry's Bend there, named after the late great Henry Surtees. Alan Gunning attacks around the outside, trying to position himself on the inside for the second of the hairpin. He doesn't get past Fraser Brunton though, who's back in second place. They were together over the line. So Brunton managing to get the advantage into the hairpins. Swapping places so much here, it's hard to keep up with this lead battle. If they keep this up for the whole hour, this is going to be the race of the season here at Buckmore Park. Onto the inside goes the number 1 of Callum Gunning, trying to retake second on the run to Garda. He won't do it. Peter Knight's there on the outside as well. There's Rob Jones in 8th place. He's dropped the next 2, Neil Williams and Ben Scott. They're 3rd and 4th in the lightweights. Oliver Smith still, of course, well clear in the heavyweights. Neil Strachan second of them, and Tim Herbert's in 3rd. It's almost 3 wide for the lead as they head into Conway's, the first corner there. Jake Taplin having to look behind him, see where the other runners are. Callum Gunning swapping places like there's no tomorrow with Fraser Brunton here for second place. Taplin will be hoping that those 2 delay each other and he can pull away. It's not happening at the moment. Jake Taplin trying to increase his lead here. We're on lap number 9. We normally get about 70 laps within a 1-hour race at Buckmore Park. Callum Gunning fights back. He gets alongside Taplin there on the run towards Garda. I don't think he's going to get round the outside there, and back to the inside goes Brunton. He's trying to come through. Has he got second? No, he hasn't. He's got Peter Knight on his tail. They're almost bump drafting each other, stock car style, along the straights here. They don't want to get warnings for contact or penalties. As Brunton goes to the inside at Henry's Bend, down towards the hairpin. Can he retake second once again? Peter Knight's there on the outside. He's positioned himself well, trying to attack the second and third, but he loses out there to Adam Harding, who sneaks up the inside into 4th and is now going for 3rd. It is still Jake Taplin just in front from Callum Gunning, side by side with Brunton, who's trying to come through now. And Brunton takes second place as they go down the hill towards Paddock Bend, side by side for 3rd as well. Here comes the number 6 of Adam Harding. They bounce off each other through the left-hander before Paddock there. Peter Knight in behind them. Then it's the number 9 of 6 of Oliver Smith. I think I can't keep up with this. the most frantic lead battle we've had all season at Buckmore Park. Smith has now got ahead, I think, of Paul Gasson, so we have the heavyweight runner up ahead of the lightweights class leader. Number 10, Mike Smith, getting a warning for contact there. We're only about 10 minutes into this race, another 50 minutes to go yet. The first two have pulled away very slightly. Taplin and Fraser Brunton, they bounce off each other. Brunton, I think, holds his hand up and apologises there as they come out of the hairpin, but that's slowed him enough for Adam Harding to have an attack here for second place. Can't lift your foot up or take your eyes off this action for 1 second, else you're going to lose out here. Coming into some back marker traffic now. Could this play a part in changing the lead? There's Ollie Smith, he's going brilliantly, the heavyweight class leader. Before Rob Jones closing up in 8th place as well now, as the number 8 cart there of David Ross goes a lap down. But he manages to get through at Cafe Corner. Calm down goes the warning to one or two drivers there. Couldn't see who that was, but I think that's a general warning to everybody there. Going a bit too hard at it in the early stages here. Fraser Brunton's never going to get around the outside there. Adam Harding trying for second place once again. 0.091 of a second in it last time through for the lead of the race. That's how close it is. Gunning's coming back into this in 4th place as well on the number 1 carts. Then Peter Knights looking for a second win of the season. He took round 4. Jake Taplin with 2 wins to his name in rounds 1 and 3. Fraser Brunton won the second round, as up the inside there goes Gunning, back into 3rd place ahead of Harding. It looks like he's going to lose out to Peter Knight as well. Winner of round 4, yes, and Harding is down to 5th position. A lap ago he was challenging for second. Down the straights towards Conway. Jake Taplin has somehow stayed in front of all this melee behind him. Gunning back through into second place. He's got to run on. This is more like a NASCAR race than a kart race. They're in one big draft all up behind the leader. Got to choose when to unleash your move. Side by side for second. Gunning holds off the number 3 of Brunton. This is fantastic stuff for the lead. This battle's going on all the way down the order, but it's hard to take your eyes off the lead battle at the moment. The inside there, Harding attacks Knight for 4th place, and Ollie Smith is right up behind him as well. The heavyweight leader ahead of the lightweight class leader Paul Gasson. Rob Jones has caught up as well. It's 8th for the lead now. Jake Taplin from Callum Gunning as they come up to complete lap number 13. Gunning is attacking for the lead as they go down towards the right-hander at Conway's. Can he get back ahead on the run towards the hairpin? Goes to the outside on the first hairpin, trying to cut in for hairpin 2. They're coming up to lap for one of the back markers there. Moves wide to let them through, and Taplin keeps his lead, but Brunton is there behind Gunning. It was the number 7 of James Turley who was going a lap down there. Callum Gunning on the bumper of the race leader there as they head down towards Paddock Bend. Then keeps the inside line. Tonight there in 4th place, looking to move through. Then it's Harding, Smith, Gasson and Jones. Alex Jones down in 19th place and 5th in class. He's second in the heavyweight points. Has been, you could say, alias Smith and Jones at the top of the heavyweight class this year. Paul Gasson, the leader of the lightweight category points. It's now definitely 3, possibly 4, gunning for the lead here into the hairpin. Callum Gunning up the outside, Taplin a little bit sideways. Somehow he holds it. Place further back, James Lee getting ahead of Ryan Horton. That battle for 12th and 13th we looked at earlier. Peter Knight runs wide out of the hairpin there, could lose 4th to Adam Harding. It's possible to look away from this fabulous battle for the lead of this Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series round 6. Adam Harding and Peter Knight side by side there. Ollie Smith up there behind them, having his best run of the season, I would say. Jones in behind them, Neil Williams and Neil Strachan now rounding out the top 10. Second in the heavyweight category ahead of Tim Herberts in the number 3. A few warnings going out to a few cartists down the order here. Still Jake Taplin has somehow kept his nose in front. All of this little lot at the front. They're nearly 3 wide into the hairpin once again. Callum Gunning up alongside Taplin. They are coming up to lap number 7, Hugh Rogers. Heavyweight category runner with the blue number plates. Number 7 lapping another. Gunning holds second place, still ahead of Brunton. Got to be careful where to time his attacks here, because he knows one false move and Fraser Brunton will be through. Adam Harding possibly as well. Knight's dropped away by a length or 2. He's got Paul Gasson on his tail. Gasson's just got ahead of Ollie Smith there. hammer their way into Garda once again. Rob Jones in 8th place at the back of this group, and Taplin under real pressure. Over the curb goes Gunning. He nearly went over the grass there at Cafe Corner. Moving towards the 1/4 distance mark now. This incredible pace for the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series. Callum Gunning tries again. Taplin again holds him off. Here comes Paul Gasson at the outside now, and Adam Harding with the black crash helmets on there, those two. Gasson to the inside, off the hairpin, 3 wide, look at this, down towards the sweep. The first two have been able to get away as a result of that, because Fraser Brunson was having to slow up a bit to defend his line there. Now, who's going to come out of this with third place? It's Peter Knight who's got through into third ahead of Harding. Brunson's back to 5th, so that bit of defending didn't work. You see, you slow up for a split second and you lose position. Just like a NASCAR race, as we said earlier. Taplin, Gunning, Knight in third place. Then we have got, who's in fourth? Now it's Adam Harding ahead of Fraser Brunson. Paul Gasson in 6th. He wants to have a go for overall honours here now as well. I don't know how Jake Taplin has held them all off so far. He's led just about all the way in this race from the outside the front row. He was out-qualified by the interloper, as some will see him, Callum Gunning. They lap another back marker there, the number 2 of Ryan Sedgwick in the middle of this group. He needs to be careful here that he doesn't tangle with anybody. If anything, Taplin's been able to increase his lead as a result of that over Callum Gunning. First 6 carts covered by less than a second at the end of the last lap. Through comes the number 4 there, and that's Rob Jones. He's in 8th place. The back of this group trying to make some headway. Taplin still leads from Gunning and Knight. They've broken away slightly now from Brunson. 5th is Adam Harding. They go over the line. New fastest lap of the race by Callum Gunning, 50.1 seconds dead. Here comes Peter Knight up the outside. That's a brave move, but Knight will be still angry, I would think, from the previous round when he was leading with 2 laps to go, having led all the way in the previous 1-hour race last month, only to tangle with a back marker at Paddock Bend and spin out, giving Anthony Amato the win. Amato will count this as one of his dropped rounds because he was unable to be here today. Taplin continues to lead the way. He's been the quickest man around Buckmore Park this season. Towards Garth. Gunning still all over his tail. Peter Knight still there in third place. Tries for second as they come towards Cafe Corner, and the lead has changed coming through Garda there. Gunning has taken the lead. So finally Jake Taplin's defences are breached, and Callum Gunning goes into the lead. Taplin's back to third place because Knight's there on the outside. Taplin's having none of that. He's back to the inside. Through towards Sir Henry's Bend, side by side. He retakes second. Brunson's going to go through as well. He muscles Peter Knight out wide. Adam Harding will try and have a go as well, and Paul Gasson. But up front now it is Callum Gunning, who's finally got through after trying for 19 laps, and he's into the lead ahead of Jake Taplin, who was briefly down to third as they cross the line behind Peter Knight. Knight's been shuffled back now to 4th place. Ollie Smith's still in there, and Rob Jones, still got 8 of them at the front of the field. They're about 6 seconds clear of Neil Williams in 9th place, who's third in the lightweights. Neil Strachan, second of the heavyweights, rounds out the top 10. This is kart racing at its very, very best here at the heart of British karting at Buckmore Park. Callum Gunning, new fastest lap of the race, new personal best for Jake Taplin. They're into the 49s now. Down into the hairpin. Taplin chasing hard. He was 0.4 of a second down as they crossed the line. Are we going to see a new winner here at Buckmore Park today? Will Callum Gunning hang on? Still got plenty of laps to go in this one. We're about a third of the way through this, I would say. Head down towards Paddock Bend once again. More back markers ahead. Taplin to the inside at Paddock Bend. He's going to try and go through at the inside. Gunning bounces over the curb on the outside, and he's held the lead. Somehow there I was sure Taplin was going to get through. What's going to happen on the exit of Garda down towards Cafe Corner? Gunning's held the lead. First 3 have broken away again slightly from Peter Knight, who's a few tenths down. They come up towards Conway's again. Taplin to the inside. He's got a run on Callum Gunning here. He's going through. Jake Taplin retakes the lead, but look at Brunson up the inside there. He nearly had a run on Taplin. Taplin leads it. Brunson follows him through into second place. Gunning back up the outside. I cannot keep up with this at all. This is incredible racing. Adam Harding's come through into third. Gunning in the blink of an eye has gone from first to 4th. You see, you lose that bit of momentum, you get out of the racing line, and you're shuffled back to the back of the pack you're in and have to start all over again. Callum Gunning has been yo-yoing up and down the top 5 in this race. Okay, pause for breath. Jake Taplin leads them through Cafe Corner this time. He's got Brunton behind him. There's back markers in there. The number 11 of Alex Atkinson from the heavyweight category. The warnings for track limits go at that time through. 22 laps completed, so we're about a third of the way through this race. I'm running out of breath already. I don't know about the drivers. Adam Harding back up the inside at the hairpin. He goes through. Knight's going to try and take both of them. He gets the undercut there at the hairpin. Knight, he's done it, up into third place. Good piece of driving there by Peter Knight on the number 4. Harding holds fourth place. Callum Gunning is now going backwards. Paul Gasson's coming through as well, the lightweight category leader, trying to take 5th overall in number 3. Gunning side by side with him. There goes Gasson at the inside, takes the place. Coming up to laps, such is their pace. One of the superlight class runners, number 2 there. That is Aaron Clark, about to go a lap down. Taplin leads. 10th of a second clear last time through. The gap is now up to 3/4 of a second here because Taplin puts in a 49.741, by far the quickest lap of the race. Now he's in front again. He's going to get his head down and pull away as Gunning retakes Gasson at the hairpin. Brunton still second, then Knight, Harding, Gunning 5th, then it's Gasson. Ollie Smith still behind them in 7th, then Rob Jones. They were covered by 4 seconds at the end of that last lap. It was 1.5 seconds a few laps ago, so perhaps they are starting to spread out. Taplin and Brunton are definitely starting to get away here. Through Paddock Bend. Gunning back into 5th place, will get his foot down to try and close the gap. The beautiful summer sunlight here of Buckmore Park. Very picturesque venue, this one. Drivers serving up an absolute treat for those looking on today. Taplin leads by 0.8 of a second now. He really has increased his lead over Fraser Brunton. Callum Gunning just put in his best lap of the race. He's closing back up to the duelling pair of Knight and Harding. Jake Taplin is starting to get away now at the front of the field, as we've seen him do so many times before. Race at last starting to settle down. It's around its 1/3 distance. Knight in third, ahead of Adam Harding. Gunning's catching up, so he's having a go at Adam Harding here. He goes to the inside at Garda. He's surely going to go through there on the inside. We'll have a look as they come back out again. Knight is still there, just lapping Aaron Clark in the number 2 karts. Here's Gunning ahead of Adam Harding, side by side as they come down the straight there with Paul Gasson alongside Harding. Gunning back up into 4th. He's now going for Peter Knight. The lead gap is now up to over a second. Jake Taplin is checking out at the front of the field here ahead of Fraser Brunton. Brunton might be slightly held up by back markers here. As there's the number 7, that's James Turley, already being lapped for a second time, so possibly problems for him. Callum Gunning closing in on Peter Knight for 3rd place on his charge back up the order. Taplin from Brunton, Knight, Gunning and Harding, and yes, the number 7 slowing there. I thought James Turley maybe had a problem. He's gone wide there at Paddock Bend over the curbs. Paul Gasson in 6th place, then Ollie Smith 7th, Rob Jones 8th, Neil Williams 9th, Neil Strachan 10th. Beyond that, Ryan Horton, James Lee, Tim Herbert's his 13th. As to the inside goes Callum Gunning back up into 3rd place. Looking back at the rest of the order, Ben Scott is in 14th place. Max Mooney, a quiet race for the man challenging Paul Gasson for the lightweight championship this year. He's only 15th ahead of Bailey Morgan, then Adam Harrod, Alex Jones, Mike Smith and Stanislav Volkov round out the top 20. Paul Gasson, who leads the lightweights ahead of Rob Jones and Neil Williams. Ollie Smith ahead of Neil Strachan and Tim Herbert for the heavyweights. Adam Gunning now back ahead of Peter Knight, and Adam Harding in number 6 coming under fire from Paul Gasson for 5th place overall. Ollie Smith continuing to dominate the heavyweight category, some 11 seconds ahead of Neil Strachan, who's down in 10th place overall. 27 laps completed by Jake Taplin, Gunning back up into 3rd. The gap is just over a second between Taplin and Brunton, and they're now 1.7 seconds clear of this battle for 3rd place. Gasson still hanging on to the coattails of the superlight runners. Seems to be a familiar sight. Yellow number plates ahead of him in races this year. He's always there behind the leading group, Paul Gasson. As had two category wins in the lightweights this year. The other winners, Max Mooney in round 1, James Lee in round 3 and Ryan Horton in round 5. Gasson heading the points. While in the heavyweight category it really has been Alias, Smith and Jones. Ollie Smith has 3 round wins, Alex Jones has 2. Alex Jones currently down in 4th in class in 17th overall. So Ollie Smith's going to open up a lead in the heavyweight category if it stays this way. Super lights in front of the field. Stanislav Volkov 6th in that category. There's a bit of bumping and boring there into Garda corner. Number 17 of Bailey Morgan was involved there alongside Ben Scott on the number 9. He's got through there. This is the battle for 14th place overall. We said there's good battles going all the way down the order. Adam Harrod is in there as well on the number 1 carts. Ben Scott with the Union flag crash hat there, chasing young Bailey Morgan. 14th place. 6th in the lightweight category. Behind them Alex Jones, we mentioned him a moment ago on the number 5 cart, and behind them the other number 5 in the lightweight class, that's Max Mooney, seemingly rather off the pace today. Had an inconsistent season, Max Mooney, which is why he hasn't really challenged Paul Gasson's lead over him in the lightweight category in recent rounds. He's 2nd in the points coming into this round. 3rd of the lightweights is Rob Jones in their points table. He's up there in 8th place, trailing the leaders at the moment. Mentioned 9th overall that time through. Neil Strachan has taken Neil Williams. 35 minutes of this race to go, so we're already coming up to half distance. Adam Harrod makes a move on Ben Scott. Good to see Adam on his test at Brands Hatch just down the road recently. Maybe looking to make the move into circuit racing with the Ford Fiesta Junior Championship. Back through the hairpin section. They've got Alex Jones behind him, only 4th in the heavyweights at the moment. He needs to push on a bit to try and challenge his class rivals. Change the 4th further up the order. Adam Harding has got ahead of Peter Knight for 4th position. It's Taplin with 30 laps gone now, coming up towards halfway. He's nearly 2 seconds clear of Fraser Brunton now. There's Stanislav Volkov going through. He's up to 19th. He's taken Mike Smith. Neil Williams is dropping more places as well. Ryan Horton and James Lee get past him, so Williams down to 5th in class now and 12th overall. Harrod still ahead of Scott. It's battle for 15th place overall. They are 7th and 8th in category. And Alex Jones behind. Bailey Morgan getting away ahead of them there in the black and orange crash hat, number 17. Jake Taplin now leading overall by nearly 2 seconds as Ben Scott up the inside as they go into the sweep. But they're going to be mindful here that Alex Jones is right behind them. Don't mind keeping up with the Joneses. The Joneses keeping up with them here. Max Mooney, Stanislav Volkov, Ryan Horton. And behind him the number 14 there, that's Michael Jones, as over the curb goes Ben Scott. Side by side with Adam Harrod, just ran out of room there, and again I'll be up for a warning for track limits here. The number 9 of Ben Scott, and up the inside now comes Alex Jones. He's got through, so Jones doing more than keeping up with them. He's past them, and Adam Harrod also loses another spot there to the number 5, the other number 5 in the lightweight class, Max Mooney. The 2 5s were bookending this battle, and another number 5 behind them. So Stanislav Volkov is catching them as well, so all the 5s in there. We'll see that again as they came through towards Conways and Henrys. Around the outside in the black crash helmet went Adam Harrod. Oh no you don't, said the number 5 of Jones on the inside, and that sent Harrod wide enough to let the other number 5 and the 9 come through. All 5s and 9s in that battle. Meanwhile we're back with the leading group now. Number 3 of Paul Gasson up the inside, passing one of the back markers there. He's just overtaken the number 4 in the heavyweight category, that's Aidan Hayden. Peter Knight chasing down Adam Harding. This is the battle for 4th place. Just laps. One back marker there who's lost his rear number plate, so I can't tell you who he is, unfortunately. They're not going to make him fit for repairs, I don't think. And Peter Knight on the back of Harding to the fight for 4th. Callum Gunning in 3rd, up ahead of them. That marker there was the number 19 cart, which is Ben Hodge. Jake Taplin still leads. He's over 3 seconds clear. He's checking out at the front of the field now over Fraser Brunton. Those two established in 1st and 2nd. 0.8 of a second further back is Gunning, and then we've got this fight between Harding and Knight. Back in 6th is Gasson. He's got Ollie Smith a few lengths behind him. They're a couple of seconds apart now, so the two category leaders holding station somewhat. These two aren't, though. Peter Knight's giving chase to Adam Harding for 4th place as we come up towards half distance in this Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series round the 6. Inside goes Knight onto hairpin 1, he goes through, up into 4th place. Getting back, Adam Harding down the outside, trying to position himself ready for the sweep. Got to think a corner or two ahead of yourself all the time in kart racing. As one racing driver once said, some people aim for the gap, you need to aim for where the gap is going to be. Remember the name of the driver who said that? It will have been John Lund, the Formula 1 stock car driver. Inside there, Ollie Smith, number 6, still leads the heavyweight category in a superb 7th overall. Got an F1 stock car driver who said that, of course, because they make their own gaps with their front bumpers. We haven't seen these drivers here at Buckmore Park doing that. And the fight for 4th goes on. Peter Knight, he's quite a way back from Callum Gunning now. That was 2.5 seconds back up to 3rd place. Now they're coming up to lap the number 9 here of George English in the bright red and blue helmet and race suits. There's Callum Gunning in 3rd place, and he's reeling in Fraser Brunton here. Could we see a challenge on for 2nd place? Jake Taplin is away and gone to the tune of nearly 3 3/4 seconds at the front of the field. Brunson lapping a couple of backmarkers. Must be nearly into the top 20 fairly soon. There's the number 8 in the heavyweight class being lapped there. It's the cart of Sam Lukes going a lap down. Yes, the gap has definitely come down between 2nd and 3rd there, so they lap Sam Lukes, and behind him the number 2 in the lightweight category, Ryan Sedgwick. I think he's now 2 laps down. Taplin still leads, so 4 seconds clear of this. Soon going to be a battle for 2nd place, because Gunning has nearly caught Fraser Brunton towards the halfway mark of this race. Another half hour of racing to come. What a brilliant race it has been so far around the Buckmore Park circuit. Fraser Brunton will know that Callum Gunning is closing up on him here. Towards Conway's they go. 38 time. 3.5 seconds is the lead, so it's come down slightly, a couple of tenths on that last lap. Jake Taplin still up there in the lead. Going down through the sweep as the leaders come out of the hairpins. They've got back markers ahead, the number 12 there of David Whips, the number 16 of Ashley West will shortly be lapped as well. They're fighting just outside the top 20. Ashley West in the familiar blue and yellow colours he uses there. It's like the old Benetton Formula 1 team livery. It's Callum Gunning to the inside as they went into Garda there. Is he going to get through into 2nd place? Yes, he has. That's his favoured passing place, Callum Gunning. He's mastered Garda corner. Coming up to lap number 12 of David Whips, who's in about 25th place. Gets them through at Conway's. It won't be long before the leaders are into the top 20 in terms of back markers. Busy up ahead of them, you can see here 3 or 4 carts to be dealt with. Callum Gunning needs to be careful here. Ashley West ahead of him on the number 16. Then number 11 ahead of him is Ramunas Sakauskas, the Lithuanian-born driver. Ashley West a little tap there just to let him know he's there, and Ashley West moves through. Callum Gunning and Fraser Brunton get through. Now is Brunton going to try and outsmart Callum Gunning in his own game here and try and get him into Garda? He won't get his chance. 3.692 is now the lead for Taplin over Gunning. So that Gasson still leads the lightweight. Ollie Smith, the heavyweight, still in 6th and 7th overall rather. To the inside there to pass Sakauskas, the back marker. Fight for 2nd goes on, but it is a fight for 2nd once again. Jake Taplin looking good here to be heading to his hat-trick for the 2019 summer season. This will extend his points lead in the super light category. Past halfway now. This round 6 of the season. Another 2 to come in September and October. Don't forget the drivers only count their best 6 results towards their point circle. They drop their 2 worst scores. Amato will drop today's round as he is absent. Place swaps further back in the order. Adam Harrod getting past Alex Jones once again, recovering from running wide earlier on. Fight for second goes on. Fraser Brunson trying to win it back. Only a few inches apart there as they came over the line. 4.2 seconds is now the lead. Jake Taplin's getting away. Of course, the harder these two fight each other, the further they fall behind the race leader. Number 18 there has been lapped. That's Paul Bishop. He's running just outside the top 20. The orange crash hat there. Lightweight class, Gasson, Rob Jones and Ryan Horton are the top 3. Rob Jones yet to win a round this year. Heavyweight Ollie Smith still way ahead of his opposition. Neil Strachan some 16 seconds behind him now. Tim Herbert's the 9 seconds back in third. The Herberts lost a couple of places on that last lap. Ben Scott and Adam Harrod getting past him. So Tim Herbert's good football fray to Alex Jones, the third in the category. 5 are all super lights. I think super light is down in 19th place. Stanislav Volkov, the Russian-born racer. Through the hairpin section, gunning ahead of Brunson. Things settling down now in this second half of the race. Jake Taplin already seemingly set for victory, but we'll wait and see. I said that about Peter Knight in the 5th round of the series. Look what happened to him. Smallest tap from a back marker into Paddock Bend on the penultimate lap. Round went Peter Knight, having led all the way. He was furious afterwards. He's down in 4th here. Harper's letting the quicker runners through once again. Alex Jones has now got past Tim Herberts for third in the heavyweights category. Replay from earlier on of gunning at the inside into Garda. That's how he took second place from Fraser Brunson. Sideways in 4th behind them, still holding off Adam Hardy. 43 laps completed for the leader this time around as we look a little further down the path. This is the battle in the lightweight category for 9th overall. Ryan Horton, winner of the class in the last round. Paul Gasson had problems. James Lee behind him, he won the lightweight category in round 3. Attacking him, number 13, Neil Williams, who started well up on the grid in 9th, but has dropped back a bit into 11th place. They've got the number 1 of Neil Strachan, second in the heavyweight category, on their tails. So this is the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th, and for third in the lightweight class. Gasson and Rob Jones holding the first 2 places there. This group about 12 seconds off Rob Jones at the moment. Next behind them is the battle between Bailey Morgan and Ben Scott. About 5 seconds down the road. They come towards Conways once again. Ryan Horton at the head of this group. Lost points early on in the season. The first meeting he contested in the lightweight category, which I believe was round 2 if memory serves me right, he was unfortunately disqualified. So Ryan trying to make up some ground in the championship. He's coming into this round, I think, in 3rd in the lightweight category points. No, he's lower down than that actually because he had a no score as well at the start of the season. Apologies there. Max Mooney making up a couple of places on that last lap further down, past Alex Jones and Tim Herberts. Still overall Jake Taplin with a 4.2 second lead on the number 7 carts ahead of Gunning and Brunson. Between Gunning and Brunson still going on for second place, 9th, 4th ahead of Harding. Then Paul Gasson 6th, still leading his class, he has all the way, as has Oliver Smith, completely dominant today in the heavyweight division. Rob Jones 8th on the number 4, and then this fight for 9th with Neil Williams attacking Ryan Horton, goes to the inside, through the hairpin there, all this contact and Ryan Horton spins out. I don't think that was intentional there, but Horton's got going again, but he's lost 3 places. Ryan Horton, that's more damage to his championship hopes this year. Ryan Horton will not be too happy there. Rejoined, I think, down in 12th place possibly, or maybe even 13th. We'll check that in a moment. He's there behind one of the back markers there, the number 2 in the heavyweight category, Brian Atkins. He's currently running around 6th in the heavyweight category. There's our leader, Jake Taplin. Balance of back markers behind him. There's the battle for second. Taplin is coming up to lap the number 9 of Ben Scott and the number 1 of Adam Harrod. He's lapped everybody, that means, up to around 16th place now. Such is the pace of Jake Taplin here. I don't think we're going to get many karts on the lead lap at the end of this one, as James Lee gets past Neil Williams on the hairpin. See that move again there, James Lee to the inside. Williams is running the smallest amount wide there. The driving by James Lee in the number 15. It's him who's third in the lightweight points at the moment, not Ryan Horton, as I said earlier, sorry. Meantime, Paul Gasson beat one of the Big 5 Superlight runners at the front of the pack. Adam Harding has now dropped back from Peter Knight and is under fire from the number 3 as they come up to lap the number 18 karts there, which is Paul Bishop. They get past him on the hairpin. Harding still holds on ahead of Gasson. The 5th overall. Peter Knight's got away by a couple of seconds ahead of them in 4th place. There goes Knight, getting a glimpse of him through towards paddock. Harding hanging on. Taplin still leading. On his 50th lap now, 4 seconds ahead of Callum Gunning. He's pulled away slightly from Fraser Brunton now. The rest are fairly well back now. Peter Knight 10 seconds down, near enough, on Fraser Brunton now, so it's between the 3 at the front for the honours, I would say. Knight and Harding have dropped away. Harding being kept occupied by Paul Gasson. He's looking good for the lightweight victory. His nearest class rival is 16 seconds down on him in 8th place, Rob Jones. Ollie Smith between the two of them. He's been on his own all race in the heavyweight class, as Neil Strachan, second in the heavyweights, gets ahead on that lap of Neil Williams. Bailey Williams has had a problem as well. We saw enough contact with Ryan Horton as well, but Bailey Morgan and Ryan Horton have got past him. Yes, Williams must have had a problem somewhere. He's dropping down the timing screen on that last lap. In fact, he's down to 16th place, so Neil Williams has had a problem somewhere. He must have had a spin. We're coming up towards 3/4 gone in this race now, so just under 17 minutes on the clock. Certainly has gone by quickly, this race, as Paul Gasson up the inside. He's finally going to get past Adam Harding, rather, coming into the hairpin. No, he's not. Paul Bishop trying to race them as well. He's a lap down. Trying to make a race of it. Paul Bishop further back in the order. Time in the battle for 2nd place. Fraser Brunton getting caught up with Ben Scott, who nearly went off over the curbs. Brunton continues his chase of Callum Gunning. Still there in 2nd place. Ben Scott nearly flying over the grass there. He's 13th and is now a lap down. Everybody up to 13th has been lapped. Jake Taplin leading by 4.3 seconds now at last count on the previous lap. Fraser Brunton not letting Callum Gunning get away from him. Paul Gasson now up to 5th ahead of Adam Harding, chasing Peter Knight for 4th overall. Gasson in among the Superlight runners once again. He's been in among them on every occasion this season. Taplin from Gunning. To the line goes Fraser Brunton, chasing down Callum Gunning once again for 2nd place. Brunton's had a win this year in round 2 of the season. Fraser Brunton has missed a round as well. Count that as one of his dropped scores. Callum Gunning on his first appearance of the season. What a great appearance it has been. Pole position, setting the fastest time, only a few hundredths of a second clear of Jake Taplin in Q3 for the quickest 10 drivers. Then fighting for the lead in the early stages. He's dropped back as low as 5th or 6th place on a couple of occasions. He's been yo-yoing up and down the top 5. He's now holding off Fraser Brunton for 2nd place. It'd be great if he could get on the podium today on his series day. Peter Knight still 4th. The group come up to lap the number 8 there of David Ross. A couple of laps down now. Neil Williams certainly struggling. He was battling just outside the top 10 earlier on, but he's down to 18th place now behind Max Mooney. Stanislav Volkov coming on strong. He's gained 4 places in the last few laps, up into 16th position. Taplin still leads by 4.2 seconds. The lead gap seems to have stabilised now. Lap 55 of this Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series round 6. only around a quarter of it to go. Taplin gunning Brunson's here top three. Gasson, Jones and Lee in the lightweights. The heavyweights Smith, Strachan and Alex Jones. Fraser Brunson still on the tail. Callum gunning. Less than 14 minutes left on the clock now. Down towards the hairpin. Callum gunning having to drive defensively here. Fraser Brunson knows this track extremely well. Taplin still with the quickest lap of the race of 49.741 seconds. Paul Gasson has the fastest lap of the lightweights, 49.993, so he's done very well to dip under 50 seconds. Quickest lap in the heavyweights is Ollie Smith with a 50.274. Battle their way on, a few of the battles getting a bit strung out now. Only 11 carts left on the lead lap. Still, the three of Fraser Brunson are able to do anything about Callum gunning ahead of the second place. Back in the order, Tim Herbert has dropped away now in the heavyweight class. He's 19th overall, still 4th in class with Mike Smith behind him. And Ryan Horton, number 10, we saw him have a quick spin after some contact earlier on. Gunning continues to pull away slightly from Brunson now. He's getting his foot down here. They won't get up with Jake Taplin, but the gap has started to come down over the last couple of laps. It's down to 3.7 seconds now. Is Taplin starting to take it easy up front? He's got to keep a cool head when passing back markers. Here's number 6, Adam Harding. He's still in 6th position. He's got Ollie Smith up there behind him. The two number 6s running together. Now this would be something of a story if Ollie Smith can get past Adam Harding. 5 confirmed by the scoreboard. The gap is continuing to come down slightly. 60 laps in the book now, 3.65 seconds the lead margin. For Jake Taplin over Callum Gunning. And Ollie Smith is really having a go here. The two number 6s there. Smith in fact going for the inside. He's boxed him in behind a back marker briefly there. And Ollie Smith would love to get ahead of one of the super light class runs. Down towards the hairpin they go. They're coming up to lap one of the back markers here. With that missing number plate again. Number 14 of Michael Jones. A couple of laps down now. Behind them, George English, number 9. Fraser Brunson. Lap of 49.758 that time through. That's his personal best of the race. As Ollie Smith goes to the inside of Paddock Bend and he goes through. Past Adam Harding. I think Adam Harding is starting to struggle a bit here. Whether he's got a problem, I'm not too sure. He's down to 7th now behind the heavyweight class leader. He won't be too happy about that, but Ollie Smith will be overjoyed. This has been a great drive by Ollie Smith today. He's completely dominated his category. Black flag going out there, I noticed, to number 19. That's Ben Hodge. Transgression from him. He's running down just outside the top 20. Ollie Smith continues to pull away as the summer light is beginning to fade here at Buckmore Park as we come towards the end of this 1 hour race. Only a few more laps to go now. Jake Taplin seemingly set to win it, but after round 5, as mentioned earlier with what happened to Pete Knightman, saying nothing for certain here. Adam Harding is definitely falling back. Possibly tiredness in this warm weather. Further back, Tim Herbert makes up a couple of places there ahead of Neil Williams, and Max Mooney has dropped back again as well. It's been a disappointing day for Max Mooney, second in the lightweight points coming into this round. 7.5 minutes left on the clock here. We should get about 9 more laps, I would think, in this race for Jake Taplin, our race leader. Fabulous battle in about the first half of this race when 8 carts were going at it, but after that Jake Taplin has checked out, as they say, at the front of the field and pulled away. He's heading for win number 3 this season. Establish a clear lead in the super lights. Paul Gasson and Ollie Smith will keep the lead in their category points as well. Gasson can be pleased with 5th overall as he runs at the moment, and Ollie Smith will be overjoyed in 6th. Race is changing further back. Max Mooney getting back ahead of Tim Herberts. They're having a good scrap for 18th and 19th. Ollie Smith continues to pull away from Adam Harding here. lower reaches of the top 10. Now, how far behind is Rob Jones? He's got to be more than 10 seconds behind Adam Harding because he's just been lapped. Rob Jones in 8th place. Not going to get many karts on the lead lap, as we said earlier. Might not be too long before we see Adam Harding go a lap down. We might see Jake Taplin appear behind him. Yep. Superb kart racer is Jake, leading light in a couple of clubs across the south of England. Towards the closing stages now here at Buckmore Park on this August evening it is now. Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series really has produced some superb racing this year. It really has. The standard of driving has been wonderful. Not least from Jake Taplin, developing into the dominant force here. Been threatened at times by the likes of Brunton, Knight and Anthony Amato. You will see Anthony back in the September round. Away goes Jake Taplin at the front. He's 3.8 seconds up on Callum Gunning, who's ahead of Fraser Brunton by half a second. We'll see a late change for second place, so I wonder. Brunton's not finished yet. They're 20 seconds ahead of everybody else now. Peter Knight has dropped back. With Paul Gasson, Ollie Smith and Adam Harding. The rest of the top 10 fairly well spaced out. Reel off the final laps here. A much more calm finish after those frantic, to say the least, early stages. That wonderful American-style draft at the front of the field. 8 karts battling for the lead at one stage. Since Jake Taplin got away, things have calmed down slightly. The only thing to be resolved perhaps is second place, because Fraser Brunton is closing back up on Callum Gunning. He might make a late stab for second. Callum Gunning new to the series today, and he's given a great account of himself. And he hold off Fraser Brunton for second place though. We watch Adam Harding. Is he going to be lapped? I suppose the only question. Just under 4 minutes of this race to go, so we'll get about 5 more laps out of this. Harding in among the back markers. He's got the number 11 of Ramunas Kauskas behind him there. He's running just outside the top 20. Lightweight category, Paul Gasson ahead of Rob Jones, who's in 8th overall. James Lee, 9th overall. He's 3rd in that class. Oliver Smith leads the heavyweights in 6th overall. A couple of number 5s battling it out. That's the battle for 15th. Alex Jones, who's 3rd in the heavyweights, fighting with Stanislav Volkov. 16th overall, 6th in the super lightweights. Ahead of them, Adam Harrod, just behind them. He laps number 8 there, as through goes Volkov, gets a bit of a kiss on the way out from Alex Jones. Number 8 there behind them, David Ross, who's running towards the tail of the field. They reel off the final laps here in the summer sunshine. Good little scrap here for 15th overall, and they bang together there into Garda. Back up the inside goes Alex Jones. There's still a few battles to be found down the order here. They bounce off each other again. What was that all about, says Alex Jones. He keeps the place ahead of Stanislav Volkov, who gives him a wave as they go through there. Not sure what they're signalling to each other. Hopefully it's friendly. Jake Taplin still with the lead. Gunning and Brunton, who are separated by 0.4 of a second. Their battle for second place still going on. Nobody else is going to threaten the top 3 here. Volkov there in the yellow and black race suit, almost Team Lotus colours he's wearing. Such a manic start to this race, things much more calm in the closing stages, except for the 2 number 5s here. Jones 3rd in his category, Volkov 6th in his, just over 90 seconds left on the clock now, so it'll be 2 or 3 more laps for Jake Taplin to complete. Jones, third place in his category, second in the points chart. He'll lose a bit of ground to Ollie Smith today in the Smith and Jones battle at the top of the heavyweight point standings. They've got Paul Gasson coming up to lap them, those two. The leader of the lightweight points, he'll extend his lead today. Jake Taplin will extend his lead in the super lights as well with another overall victory, his third of the season. There's only 1/10 of a second in it now in the battle for second place. Brunton challenging Gunning. We could see a late change. Keep an eye on the timing for that one. And no doubt about our leader, Jake Taplin. Here's the battle for second place then. Coming up towards Garda. Callum Gunning under fire. They've got back markers ahead of them as well. There is our race leader, Jake Taplin. Here's the battle for second place, and Gunning goes to the outside of the back markers. Brunton goes to the outside. The back marker moves wide. Thank you very much, says Fraser Brunton as they go into the last lap. He's pinched second place from Callum Gunning. That was the number 7 there of Hugh Rogers. Well, they thought he was going to stay to the inside. Callum Gunning thought he was as well, so went to the outside, and then Rogers moved across and Fraser Brunton was able to get through. So the second place battle looks to have been decided on the very last lap, because we are on the final lap now. Callum Gunning pushes the back marker aside there, but they are not going to catch this man. Championship leader Jake Taplin on kart number 7. He's won round 1, he won round 3, and he's going to win round 6 of the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series 2019. Fraser Brunton in second. They've dropped back from our race leader and race winner coming up through Cafe Corner for the final time. Jake Taplin sees the checkered flag and his third victory of the 2019 season here at Buckmore Park. Well done to Jake Taplin, just over 3 seconds clear at the flag ahead of Fraser Brunton and Callum Gunning. They swap places going into the final lap when encountered by a sea of back markers, and Gunning chose the wrong line for a split second. Fraser Brunton was able to nip through and pinch second place. Congratulations to Jake Taplin though, our race winner. As the rest of the field make their way home. Brilliant racing once again here at Buckmore Park today. Especially in the early stages when they were going at it hammer and tongs, 8 of them fighting away for the lead of the race. Jake Taplin relaxes after an hour of racing in the heat of Buckmore Park. He takes the win by 3.2 seconds ahead of Fraser Brunton, who snatched second going into the last lap from Callum Gunning. Peter Knight in fourth, then Paul Gasson, the winner of the lightweight category, and a brilliant effort by Ollie Smith to finish 6th overall and win the heavyweights. Nobody else on the lead lap. Adam Harding, the first of the lapped runners. And further down the order we saw a good battle for 15th in the closing stages between Alex Jones and superlight runner Stanislav Volkov. Further back in the order, Ramunas Serkauskas 2 laps down in 22nd place. Aaron Clark a place behind him, the last of our superlight runners here today. In all 36 karts completing the distance, the only non-finisher, Sam Lukes, who pulled up with a few laps to go. Well done to everybody putting on a great show here at Buckmore Park today. Jake Taplin increases his lead over Fraser Brunton to 9 points in the Super Lights division, with Peter Knight 3 points further back, and then Anthony Amato, who was absent today, so things not over yet in terms of the championship today in the Super Lights. Jake Taplin, after dropped scores taken into account, with just that 9-point advantage over Fraser Brunton. He'll go for it again next month in round 7. Paul Gasson with a scarcely clearer lead over Max Mooney, who had a disappointing race today. Max Mooney finishing down in 19th place. Paul Gasson winning the category, he's 11 points up. Rob Jones third in the points, and then James Lee, Ben Scott and Ashley West completing the top 6 in the lightweight points. So a good performance from Paul Gasson to finish 5th overall today. And then in the heavyweights meanwhile, Ollie Smith, a brilliant drive today to come in 6th overall, 10 points clear of Alex Jones in 2nd place. He was 15th overall today. Matthew Hawes, who was not out today, 3rd in their points ahead of Neil Strachan, Aidan Hayden, Tim Herberts and Brian Atkins. A wonderful show of karting to say the least then here at this 6th round of the Buckmore Park Summer Pro Series. Some of the most enjoyable racing we've seen at Buckmore Park this year. That's about all from today. Join us next month for round 7 of the series, but it's goodbye till then.